Today I'll be telling you how to design the battens. Battens are same as like lacings. They are used to connect the two columns, maybe in the C section or I sections. But here the only difference in the batten is it is given in a horizontally, but the lacing it will be in a angles. Okay, so here it is in this manner. It will be given, it is a C section. If you project it out, these are the battens. Okay, so the different distance between the two battens we call that as an, I'll name it as an C. Okay, so now with this the difference is it take up the more loadings or take up the shear, and also with respect, and also the loading will give the battens. To take up only the shearing actions will give the lacings. So here is the problem. Design a batten column 10 meters long to carry a factored load of 1100, and the column is restrained in position but not in direction at both the ends. Design of column by using the two channel back to back and the batten system with bolted connection. This is the problem. We need to design the battens here with the bolted connection. Here is the given data. Pu is mentioned, that is 1100 kilonewton. L is 10 meters. Assume FCD. You can assume FCD directly, or you can make it as 0.6 times of Fy, or 0.4 or 0.5 times of Fy. Then you can assume the middle value also. So this is about the FCD. Assume this permissible stress. Then load divided by the permissible stress will give you the area required. This area is for the two channel sections. So divide this divided by 2. Divide this area divided by 2. Okay. So now you need to go for the selection of the channels. Whatever the area you have got, nearer by nearer the double 2, so that you need to search for the channel section. C sections you need to search in the steel table. So ISLC 350, the area I've taken is 4947, nearer by 2 of this. Okay, divided by 2. So now area I've got it, RZZ, RYY, thickness of the flange, CYY, gauge distance, IXX and IYY. So all this you need to take it from the steel table. It is not mandatory that you need to take ISLC only. You can take ISMC also, but the area should be nearer by to that. Divide this by 2, so that nearer by area whatever you get it, so that you need to search in the steel table. It is not mandatory you need to take ISLC. You can take ISMC also. Okay, so 300, 350 SMC, 300 or 350, that also you can take it. So this is about the selection of the section. Now we'll go for calculation of IYY. Okay, so here you need to take the IYY. See here, this is the one channel section back to back placed. IYY of this is here, IYY of this is here. Combined it will come in the center. So mandatorily you need to calculate what is IYY. IXX will be somewhere, for this particular section it will be somewhere in the middle here, right? For this it will be somewhere here. Same, if you combine it will be same at the center. So for that you don't have to calculate because it will remain same. If you multiply it by 2, because we are whatever the uh, IXX and IYY whatever we are written here, it is for a single angle section. So you multiply it by 2 to get to the double angle section. Okay, so you already know this, right? In your elements you have studied IYY plus area into y bar square will give you IYY of a built up section. So what is y bar? From the center CG point of a particular channel section to the center, to its particular whole assembly center. So this is what y bar is. So now we'll calculate it. So 2 into this will give you IYY. Got it? This will give you IXX. We are equating these two because RXX and RYY should be equal, or RYY should be greater than RXX. So that is what it is, main theme of calculating the or designing the battens or lacing both. okay, because we are giving the space in the middle. So that is why. And it is specified from the code book, and it is a specification given from the code book. So here 2 times of izz or ixx, it is 2 times you do it is equal to, we are equating directly, you can do it separately and equate it also. Iyy it is also mentioned, plus area of the one channel section I am writing here to calculate what is y bar. Okay, so area into y bar square, right? Area into y bar. How to calculate a y bar? So here is the total, from here to here it is s, right? From the inner to inner dimension, the spacing between the two channels is s. So s divided by 2, I'll get this dimension, right? This is the s divided by 2, plus what is this distance? Cyy. So s divided by 2 plus cyy will give me what is y bar distance, right? So y bar square. So that will give me y bar. In the whole equation, s is the unknown. We'll calculate what is s. S is given here. We got it as 220.33 mm. Okay, so the distance between the two channel section is 220.33. If you give so much of spacing, ixx will be equal to iyy. Got it? Next, we'll calculate the slenderness ratio, KL divided by R. KL divided by R, that will give you slenderness. So what is this 1.1? So it is in the page number 51, IS 800. It is specified that you need to multiply it by 1.1. See here, it is here 7.7.1.4. Effective slenderness ratio KL by R of Batten column shall be taken as 1.1 times of KL divided by R. Effective and original. E effective, original. Got it? So for that only we need to multiply it by 1.1. So you got this. KL means effective length. Effective length, they have given it as in one end. It is restrained to rotation. Sorry, it is restrained to position, but not in the direction. Right? It is held in position, but it is position only, but it can move. That means it is an hinge. If it is an hinge, what is the KL by R? It is in the table number 11. So it is in the page number 45. So here you have the restrained and free, restrained and free. Rotation, it is free, and for the translation it is restrained. 1 times of L, hinge on the both the sides. See, if you can't identify with these words, you can go with the figure. Round indicates hinge. This is roller. This is free end. Got it? So this is an hinge. So 1 times of L. So 1 times of L will remain same, L divided by R maximum, you need to take it here. That will be equal to 80.17. Okay. So now I am taking the table number 9C because it is a built up section, right? Two channel sections are connected. So it is a built up section. So you need to go for buckling class C. So that means you need to see table number 9C. Okay. Fi is 250. 80, then 90. It is between 80 and 90. Interpolate between values, you will get FCD. Got it? So go for table number 9C. For Fy, you will get this value. Got it? Now, design strength, PD is equal to area into FCD. So you know what is the area, you know what is FCD, divided by 1000 will convert into newtons. So this is your answer, and that is a greater than applied force. So at this stage, if it is not safe, again you need to go back to the very first step of calculation of area. Take the higher area and then you need to calculate it all this again. Then, so we can conclude it as it is safe for us now. So ISLC 350 is fine for us. So now next we will go for the design of Batten. So till now we calculated the channel section, that is the column. Now we'll calculate how to connect the two by using the Battens. First thing, you need to calculate the spacing between the Battens. C by R should be greater than 50 and also it should be greater than 0.7 times of KL divided by R. So this is given in the code book. See here 7.7.3 spacing of battens. It should be greater than 50 and also it should be greater than 0.7 times of the slenderness ratio of the members. Got it? So that is given in 7.7.2 spacing of the battens. We want only C, right? So C is equal to 0.7 times of KL divided by R. Just now we calculated it, 80.17 we got. Multiply by R, 28.2. R minimum you need to take. Calculate, you will get this answer. Okay, and C and 50 into R, so that you will get this. It should be less than these two, should not be greater than, right? It should be less than these two, so that I have taken this one. You can take 1400 also, but not 1500. Okay, 1400 also, 1300, 350, any whatever you want to take. I have taken 1200 mm. So next we'll go for the size of the battens. See here in this clause 7.7.2.3, the whole paragraph says the size of the battens. This size of the battens is divided into two. One is for the main, that is the end battens, and the intermediate battens. If in the full paragraph it is given that, I'll tell you what it is mentioned. Okay, in the battens they are mentioned. In the end battens they are given for the two conditions. One is end battens and the intermediate battens. End battens means maybe the very first batten or the very last batten. Okay, that are the end battens. Middle battens, that is intermediate battens. Okay, so to calculate that, you have in two things here. One is effective depth and overall depth. Okay, size is nothing but the size of the battens. Okay, it is like this. Okay, this is this one. Okay, this is effective length, overall depth, like that we are calculating here. Okay, so now first we'll calculate for end battens. In the end battens, effective depth of the end battens shall not be taken less than S. The S is equal to S. Whatever the spacing we have given, it should not be lesser than that. Like that we need to design this. Okay, it should be higher than whatever the S we have taken, and not less than 2 times of width of the channel. Okay, here you have the channel section, right? In this channel section you have two things. Here you have the channel section. So this is one, this is width, this is height, this is 350. LC 350 means the height of this is 350. This is 100 width of the channel. It should not be lesser than 2 times of the width of this. Got it? So this is the one thing. And also whatever the spacing we have got, this is back to back section, right? Like this, whatever the spacing we have provided here, it should not be lesser than that also. Like that we need to calculate it. So we'll calculate it now. So S plus, we'll add this CYY plus into 2. Okay, so it should not be lesser than that. Means what we will do, we'll make it the say CYY on the both the sides. Add up these two CYY on the both the sides. Okay, okay, is it clear? So now whatever you have got, that you add up, we'll get this. Got it? So then it should not be lesser than 200. It is greater than 200 only. Now we'll round off that to 270. I'm clear, I think, right? So till now we have calculated this effective one. Effective one is from the center of the, from leaving the edge distance from here to here. Edge distance. If you are giving the bolts here, we'll give the edge distance, right? Leaving that, we have calculated the effective depth. I'll take it as D dash. What is the D dash we have calculated? It is 270. Got it, no? So now we'll calculate the overall depth. I'll assume the edge distance as 32. Okay, you can take it as 30 or you can take it as 40. Whatever you want, you can calculate this. So this I will take it as edge distance. Okay, so overall means you need to add up effective depth plus 2 times of the edge distance on the either side. So that I have added here. Okay, so that you will get this one. Edge distance I have assumed it as in 32. You can take it as 30 also, 40 also. Okay, so then 34 also you can take it. Next we'll go for the required thickness of the battens. Thickness of the battens also it is mentioned here. So how to take that also it is mentioned here. Okay, 1 by 50th times of it is mentioned here. Okay, 1 by 50th. Okay, 1 by 50th of the distance between the intermediate connection lines of the rivets, bolts or the welding. That means it is it is not overall, it is an effective okay. So now thickness of the battens. So here you have the channel section and bolting will be given here at a distance of 60. Got it? Here also it is given as 60. You may get confused with the previous one and this, right? Previous one, whatever edge distance, it is from the front view. This gauge distance you will get it in the top view. Okay, 1 by 50th into 220 is the spacing plus 2 times of 60. 2 times of 60. This is 220. Add this one, you will get from here to here. Okay. And that divided by 50 as it is in the code book. Got it? Next we'll go for the length of the batten. 220 plus. See here, we have calculated this one now. We got this as an overall as 334. Now we don't know what is this length, right? So spacing between two channel section is, this is 220. Okay, this width is how much? 100. This width is how much? 100, right? So channel section back to back. This is channel and this is channel. Width is 100, this is 100. Spacing between these two is 220. Overall, how do you calculate? 220 plus 100 plus 100. Got it? 2 times of 100. You'll get this one. So 420 is the length, and what is the width of this? Overall depth, round it off, 340 into 8. So this is about the end battens. Now we go to the intermediate battens. To calculate the intermediate, effective depth can be calculated by 3 by 4th of intermediate effective depth. 3 by 4th of intermediate effective depth. What is the effective depth in the 3 by 4th of effective depth is how much? 270, right? That is the end batten effective depth is 270. 3 by 4th of that should be maintained, okay, and that should be higher than this, and also it should be high. It should not be lesser than. It should be higher than, or it should not be lesser than 2 into 100. 2 times of width. So what is the effective depth now? So it is 210. Round off, you will get the 210. Now we'll calculate the overall depth. You got an effective depth here plus 2 times of edge distance. So that you will get this. Okay. So length will not change because the dimensions are same. You will get the same length. Multiply by 2. 274 is the overall depth into 8. 8 also will not change because these dimensions are same. Thickness. So we have taken this, and 8 mm is the thickness, and the height is 274 overall. Next we'll go for the design of force ender members. Transverse shear, same as you are placing 2.5% of axial loading. So axial loading is 1100. So 2.5% you will get this one. 2.5 divided by 100 into 1100. Okay. So next we'll go for the longitudinal shear, VB. VT C divided by NS. Again you will get this in the code book. Same in the page number 51. Page number 51, you have VB and moment equation. VB is equal to VTC divided by NS. M is equal to VTC divided by 2 times of N. Okay. Okay, here you know what is VT. Just now we calculated into C is 1200 divided by 2 times of S. Yes, you already know, just now we calculated, no, 220 plus 2 into 60. Okay, that is S. So effective S. Okay, what is N? See now, here you have a channel section. Here you have a channel section. How many sides we can give the batons? This side we can give, and also this side we can give, right? 2 sides. So N is equal to 2. Okay, I'll go for I section. Here it is an I section. Here also it is an I section. Okay, so we cannot connect this side because it is only one section you have, right? Like it is not necessary. Now we need to connect here, and we need to connect here also, buttons or lacing. So N is equal to 2 here. How many sides we are giving? Now we'll go for angle section. Here you have an angle section. 2 angle sections we cannot give, right? So here also you have an angle section. Here also you have an angle section. Like this you need to give 4. So here also we need to give batten. Here also we need to give battens. Here also we need to give. This side also we need to give the battens. How many sides we are giving the battens here? N will be 4. I hope you got this. So N will be 2. Okay, because we are giving 2 channel section here. So next 2 sides we are connecting, and S will be spacing between that plus 2 times of G on the either sides. Okay, so that will give you what is longitudinal shear. Got it? So one thing you need to remember here, this is the only thing that will change in the back to back and toe to toe or face to face. S plus 2 times of G here, or yes, if you go for face to face or toe to toe, yes minus 2 times of G. That is the only change. Okay, so next we'll go for the moment calculation. VTC divided by 2 times of N. You know what is VT, you know what is C, divided by 2 times of N. N is 2 channel section, 2 sides, so it is 2. Calculated, so that will be 8.25 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm. Next we'll check for shear stresses. VB divided by area, and that should be lesser than Fy divided by square root of 3 into 1.1. And this is not in your code book, this you need to remember. Okay, VB is nothing but whatever the forces you have got, shear forces you have got, that one divided by the area. What is the area? We have assumed it as an area will be always it will be effective depth into T, intermediate. What is the effective here? Effective depth intermediate 210 into what is the thickness? 8 mm, right? 8 mm. So we should get it as area as 210 into 8, and that should be lesser than 250 divided by square root of 3 into 1.1. We got the shear stresses. So what is the check here? Whatever you calculate here, that is 28.88. That should be lesser than this value. Then it is safe. Okay. So it is safe for now. Next we'll go for the bending stress. 6 into M divided by T into D square. That should be lesser than Fy divided by 1.1. 6 you know, M you have already calculated. Thickness is 8. D is effective depth of intermediate, and it should be lesser than 250 divided by 1.1, and now it is safe. Okay, so you calculate this, you will get 140.8. You calculate this, it should be lesser than this, so it is safe. Next we'll go for the bolted connection. I'm assuming M20 grade, D0 will be 22, edge distance is 35, and P is 50. Assume everything, and as you already know this, I'm not concentrating more on this. VDSB and VNSB, if you calculate, it will be something like this. Which is lesser in this, that will be the bolt value. Now we'll calculate the number of bolts. Bolt value divided by whatever the forces you got divided by the bolt value. Okay, so that you will get it as 3 numbers. Here it is VB 48.5. 48.5 divided by bolt value, that will give you number of bolts. 3 number of bolts is required. Okay, so 3 number of bolts of 20 mm diameter, 4.6. So here is the sketch. These are the patterns, 3 number of bolts. In any pattern you can give, not only like this, you can give it in the same straight line. And these are 274 by 8 mm. These are the intermediate one. End patterns you can give it as 340 by 8 mm. Okay, ISLC 350, and this is 3 number of 20 mm diameter. The height of this is 274. Length is 420. Spacing is 220. Okay, so this is about the design of battens.